Hey guys, this is Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, Raid are constantly making new champions. Yeah, every month we get a few new extra legendaries or epic champions coming through. We get the new fragments, we get the new fusions, and they're always trying to make new interesting kits. This video, I actually want to just call out 10 kits on useless champions which they could upgrade into legendaries and they'd actually be awesome skills to use. So they're already in the game, but they're currently sitting on low to bottom tier level champions, and we can actually like turbocharge a legendary just by using their kits. So Raid, watch this video please. Come at us with some of these champions or some new champions using these abilities. First one I'm going to call out here is Commander from the Bannerlords. So it's a massive heal on the A2, and if that heal tops somebody's health to full, they actually will completely fill the target's turn meter. Basically forces that person to get a turn. It's a really cool skill. A lot of people actually use Commander in faction war teams because of this ability, but I mean the rest of the kit is just woeful, well, non-existent. So yeah, give this to one of your new champions, Raid, and you will see that champion get some use. Definitely a cool skill there. Next one up is going to be in the High Elves here. And I've done a bit of content using Elfguard, but it feels a little bit crazy to build out, you know, an Elfguard to level 60 when the base stats are so shockingly low, low speed, low defense. Like, it's not really an effective champion. But its A2 ability on a 2-turn is actually nutty. So it's just an attack on enemy, decrease turn meter by 50%. Turn meter is king. Throw this on a legendary champion with some other abilities, and again, it will be a much better use of such a good skill. Also in this faction, Heiress, I mean, she gets plenty of playtime now. She's not really that good a champion in terms of, you know, damage numbers and that type of stuff, but because of her A2, where she just removes a debuff from allies and puts increased speed out there, it's actually just a really good A2 ability. She's also got a really cool passive, by the way, which, you know, you pair these things together and you give her a more legendary type of kit. And I think you find that Heiress Mark II would actually be top tier as a legendary champion that you bring out. And there's no reason why you can't recycle abilities that are as good as this, by the way. Like, there's no reason. They don't have to be unique in the game. I actually would like that they filter into some other factions and you get some kind of additional chances to use skills like this. This one probably is a bit of an obvious call out, honestly, but, you know, we've got an uncommon champion who's got one of the best kits in the game, and he's only got 2 skills. But he is kind of weak in terms of abilities. Like, we would love to just see this A1 on some legendary champions, honestly. Stop giving us the new champions with, like, will reduce turn meter by 5% crap. 30% if it's a crit. It's such a good A1. Bring this out on some new champions. If you're going to do a rework on some champions, I tell you what, give us this A2 as well on a new legendary. Oh, give us it. Please. Make it a 5-turn cooldown and make it an AoE. Oh, we would love to see it. So, you know, the whole Armiger kit could just be, or parts of it, like passed around to different champions. But this is definitely a champion that makes sense. Yeah, people still 60 an Armiger because his kit is so good. Why are we not reusing these great abilities on new champions coming out? And we do have another champion in this group who is actually really cool, but very niche. So Purgator's got a really cool A2 here. Attacks all enemies and inflicts more damage based on the amount of debuffs that he's got on him. Yeah, he actually hits like an absolute freight train when this gets going, but the rest of his kit is basically useless. Give this to a champion who is actually useful. This would be quite a nice Hydra ability right here. If you had, you know, other debuffs landing on the A1 for Hydra, you take a ton of debuffs on Hydra fight anyway, and then that person slams in. This hits really hard, yeah, as it is. So keep the multipliers the same for the new champion that comes out. Keep this part of the skill the same, but give some other abilities that make some sort of sense for endgame stuff. And perhaps give 1 or 2 more champions the ability to put debuffs on you. So at the moment, there's only really Gerptuck who does it efficiently. And that's not really good enough for, you know, setting up such a cool ability. So, you being able to set the abilities up yourself is also really important. So yeah, this is cool, and it could be really good on somebody else. Okay, let's talk about the Barb. There's a reason why we see videos popping up with Shieldguard in them. It's mainly because of the A2 ability. This is a really cool A2. Attacks all enemies. Fills this champion's turn meter by 20% for each crit. So when you're attacking a whole wave of enemies, you basically get your turn back again. And you can cycle turns really quickly with this dude. And it's a legendary quality skill on an uncommon champion. And he's also got a pretty cool passive to go alongside it. Like, his kit is actually great. If there was just a Shieldguard's granddad or something, and he's actually a legendary champion with the stats to match, then damn, he would be top tier. So for people that have watched me for a while, they will know that the next champion is actually one of my faves in terms of like a low level champion, and that is Nullhorn. He's got an absolutely immense kit. He's got an immense kit in a rare's body, and unfortunately, like, he doesn't bring any power alongside it. So his A2 with the provoke, a definite provoke, it goes through, because it's a places here and there's no hits, it means it can go against any affinity, and then he puts himself like an increased defense. So if you're talking about a legendary version and you'd want the big version of increased defense, maybe a 2-turn provoke, but it's when it's paired with his passive that makes it so strong. So these two together become an immense ability. But his A1 is weak as chips. You just feel like you could definitely utilize the same type of style of kit in a stronger champion. This is wasted on Nullhorn right now. Even though he's half decent, it's definitely a wasted kind of set of abilities, and you could definitely push it onto new legendary champions. Next one in the mix here is a bit like that Purgator, really. This is one of the best, most inventive kits in the game. Okay, Ironclad is passive. When healed, will attack all enemies inflicting damage proportional to a surplus heal. Okay? Basically, if he's full health and you heal him, he does a shed ton of damage. Yeah, that's the way it goes. And the rest of his kit is absolutely useless. Imagine throwing that passive on someone who's actually got a kit that makes some sense. Or maybe someone who could do like a big self-heal and actually get the damage away themselves. Or someone who's just got some other debuffs or like turn meter stuff to set up somebody else to heal me. There's so much you could do around this passive. And I feel like passives like this should be spread to champions throughout the game. Not throughout the game. Like in sporadic kind of places throughout the game where it makes some sense to do it. Because actually, what a waste. What a waste of one of the most fun abilities in the game, sitting here on Ironclad. And really, he only comes out for some meme stuff or perhaps some secret room stuff. And when he does, it's fun to see. Yeah, so this passive should absolutely be used in other content with other champions for sure. So we've got 2 more to go here. 2 more champions that feel wasted. Daywalker is one. Daywalker, again, generally for these champions, it's the passives that I love. What a cool looking champion as well. So avoid rare. And you pull him, you're like, okay, extra hit. Okay, that's not great. Bit of a small... It's a void rare. Small ally protection. Block buffs just on himself. Like, kind of like, come on. And then we get to the part where he's actually fun. Revives this champion with 30% HP and then attacks all enemies after he's killed. The hit cannot crit. So delete that line. The hit cannot crit. And then we've got ourselves a fun champion that's going to get up and blow stuff up when he's killed. Yeah, it's mechanics like this which make Raid better than any game in this genre because of passives where you can kind of just make stuff happen by using skills effectively. And I feel like this is one skill that could go on to a big legendary that's coming out. Remove the line here. This hit cannot be a crit. Give them a couple of other useful abilities and we've got ourselves a champion. So yeah, Daywalker, complete waste of time, but his kit is actually good fun. And then the last one, and this is probably a little bit harsh because this champion is actually super useful. But he's super useful in a rare skin. And I wish there was a couple more people with a similar type of passive. Mainly to help people through Bommel, which is a nasty, nasty fight. So he's got this ability here. Revives a random ally with full HP when killed. And also 2 passives actually. When attacked, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. does not work against bosses. So if this was on, you could go two ways with this. You either just copy this passive and put it on a champion with more useful skills, or perhaps some more utility for Bommel. Or you could just delete the line here, does not work against bosses, and kind of put a longer cooldown on it so that, you know, you can kind of get the same type of heal from boss damage coming in now and then. But I feel like these two passives on a legendary champion would be absolutely awesome to see. So Raid, don't just have to think of new skills every time. You've already got some really cool stuff in your game. You just got them hidden away with Vault heroes instead of out there on the big boys that you're kind of like trying to build out. So that's it for this video. 10 wasted skills, 10 wasted champions. What do you think? Is there any that I missed that could have gone into this group? There's tons of fun stuff in Raid in terms of like mechanics. I'm sure I missed a few. Anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll catch you later.